Hello and welcome back to Elden Ring. Today we are going to have a look at the Carian Study Hall from a level design and world design perspective. The Carian Study Hall is located on the eastern side of Liurnia, right here next to the Artist's Shack or right above Jarberg. And, well, it's fairly easy to reach. If you're at the Artist's Shack, you need to go over the stone formation and then you can loop around. Or if you're in the lake right now, you can just simply approach this side of Grace over here and go underneath the stone formation and then you're there. Not really hard to reach, and it's really hard to miss, to be honest. Like, if you're missing this, you probably saw this once, you went another way and you forgot about it. But it's linked to a divine tower, so you might want to come here eventually. If you approach this area, the first thing that we will see after the Side of Grace is probably this table or altar, where we can put something, and you need an item for this, of course, a key item, and you can get it from Rani's questline. If you have the key item, you can transform this area. But let's go through this level without the transformation, and then once we are through, we can do it with transformation. Because with the transformation, this is where the mindfuckery starts. Really amazing level design, kind of reminds me of Bloodborne, really. Over here we have a ghost that tells us, "O celestial globe, transmit to posterity the wisdom of the moon and stars, and obscure forever the transgressions of the princes." Well, probably to the time when you get here, you probably know nothing about what this ghost is talking about, but it's foreshadowing something, right? It's foreshadowing the plot about Princess Rani, I guess, and that the wisdom of the moon and stars exists. But where's this one talking to? Celestial globe. Well, what is the celestial globe? Is this the celestial globe? Probably not. I mean, it's a part of it. I guess that's the Earth. On this golden thingy here. It's weird they use all these contraptions to, I guess, read the stars. But how it works is... well, I couldn't tell you how this golden thing here works. Looks like a complicated globe. To me. Let's have a look. Is it actually the Earth? Because if you have a look from here, it looks more like a moon. I guess this is a moon then. Got craters and shit. Yeah, it makes more sense that this is the moon right here. Okay, they have a globe of the moon. Makes a little bit more sense because they're studying the stars and the moon. Every celestial object, basically. But let's actually go through the level, because right here it's fairly straightforward. It's a study hall, and you can study different celestial objects. Don't know what this is supposed to be. Some kind of circle. Sphere. Maybe another star? Maybe another moon? Who knows? Here we have one of these nonsensical elevators. And we can see there's a lot of water in here. If we go out here, and this is the main part of the study hall, for some reason they like to have water in here. Like, it's full of water for no reason at all, I guess. We can see some weird hands underneath there, so this is some foreshadowing, these hands, for sure. Because, well, you might think maybe there's a invisible platform, invisible path, right? And they're dropping down onto this invisible path once you're there. So you might try and jump over the railing, or you might try to... where is it? Jump through that window over there. But if you do, you will die. There is nothing hidden here. No hidden path, nothing really. It's just bait for now, until you're getting the key item. But let's have a look at this big ass study hall, because it's a bit nonsensical at some points. You have these weird looking church banks, I guess, so you can read your books in peace. There are more of these crawly thingies, and I don't know if they would... Yeah, they're actually not dropping down. These dudes are spawning. So marionettes are spawning here. Someone is controlling marionettes. But it's a fairly odd looking study hall, right? You have all these heads on the roofs, on the ceiling, I mean, not the roof. You have a lot of books, and who is reading all these books, for fuck's sake? That's a lot of books. Like, it doesn't really feel like a library to me, and not really like a study hall. Yeah, here the main gimmick of this area starts. This is the main gimmick. This is, I think, Miriam, she's called. And she's annoying as fuck. Because, let's fight her. From afar, she will continue to shoot these annoying arrows, and if you're getting too close and hit her a few times, yeah, she will disappear and teleport to a different location. And I guess I dealt too much damage to her. Usually she should be over there. Now she's already over there. She will teleport herself further into the level, so that you have to get rid of all these marionettes. And why is the music so loud? That's better. So you have to fight all these marionettes and eventually reach her. And I think it's fair to assume that she's the one summoning all these marionettes. She seems to be a capable mage. Come on, disappear. Thank you. Now she's up there on the second floor, or the second level. And here the nonsensical parts start, in my opinion, because how am I supposed to reach these bookshelves? Like, I know we are mages now, right? This is the Carian Study Hall. We can use magic. On top of that, we can use gravity magic to get access to these books. But how do I know if I'm grabbing the right book? I'm certainly not reading the title from here. How am I supposed to get to that book over there? Like, these books. Like, do I have to pull out every single book by its own and then read the title and then say, oh no, that's not the book that I wanted to read. Let me put it back. Like, imagine how much focus points that costs. Oh, you can easily go up there with a ladder. Really? With a ladder? You expect me to climb up a ladder up to that point over there? Or to that one? Look how high up that is. I don't want to climb a ladder that high. I'm afraid of heights. Or of falling, I don't know. On a ladder, I'm afraid of the ladder, because I don't trust ladders that are that high up, to be honest. Like, what the fuck? How am I supposed to gain access to these bookshelves? I mean, even the higher up ones, right? They're easily reachable by a ladder. But then I either have to pull out a ladder, and I see no ladder right now, or I have to use my magic to pull down the books and then put them up again, because from here I can't read the titles. And I just noticed they look... No, never mind. They looked like 2D images. I mean, up there they look like 2D images. Oh well, who cares? Doesn't really matter. What do you get here? You get the Carian Glintstone stuff, fairly okay-ish stuff, I guess. Not the best one, not the worst one, so might be good stuff to use during the playthrough if you're a mage and you've played to this spot. And well, up here it's getting a bit ridiculous. First of all, where is she? She should be up here and... oh, there she is, okay. I was missing the noise from these arrows. On this point, she will completely just teleport around. Like, in this circle. There's not really much to look at right now, and I want to get rid of her now. Actually, yeah, let's get rid of her. Or maybe not, because I can't reach her. Thank you. But the marionettes are not dying. This either means they're controlled by some other mage, or it's just gameplay. Or maybe they don't need someone to control them. Maybe they can control themselves. Autonomous marionettes. But here we can see a bunch of channeliers, like, for some reason. I don't really know why they're here, to be honest. Like, how many do we have here? 4? No, 5 with different sizes. 6, excuse me, I can't count. Like 6 channeliers on different heights. That looks weird. But I guess without these, this would look quite empty, this area. And it makes it look a little bit more ominous, I guess. Let's just continue, because there's a little bit more to this level. A little bit more. And excuse me if you're hearing the vacuum in the background. Someone needs to vacuum right now. Alright, what do we have here on these beams, I guess I call them? These supporting beams? There are some rats up here. Don't know how they got here, but... well, they're here. To inflict fear. Because this is what FromSoft likes to do. If you have not so much space to navigate, they like to put enemies here. Because this really gets your heart pumping, at least mine. Because I'm so far on the level now, I don't want to fall down. And I have to fight enemies. Luckily rats aren't that strong in this game, but they might fuck you over if you try to dodge. They might. There's this small possibility that this might happen. Over here we have over here we have a corpse hanging from the ceiling. This looks kind of weird. And we have a ladder here. Who's supposed to walk up here? I guess you need this for maintenance, right? More rats. And this is evil game design, but it's kind of fun. It's fun especially if you've beaten them. Like you're feeling fairly good about yourself. That you've overcome this challenge. It's kind of rewarding on itself, right? And we have this useless talisman over here, like... do you ever use this one? Where is it? Was it this one? No, it was this one. Boost FP restoration from Flask of Serenity, and I never used this one. You usually don't have more FP than your flask is recovering. And if you do, then you have, like... it's not worth it to use this item, I guess. Maybe it is. Maybe you can min-max and swap back to this talisman, then you drink something and you swap it off again. But I have no time for that. I don't want to do that. I'm lazy. And this is the level so far. We can see this weird contraption over there. I haven't looked at it yet. Whoopsie. But there's no real way of getting there, so... and it looks kind of weird, right? It looks like a spiral. Well, it is a spiral, but... you're standing here like it's spiraling. It looks like there's a staircase up there, so... but it's hanging... is it upside down? No. What is going on here, you might think, right? can't really see stuff on the ceiling from here. Maybe you can from the other side. Let's have a look from the other side. If there's anything you can see. No, not really, just a few windows. But you might think like, okay, once I get the key item, this thing will come lower so that I can jump on it, right? This was my first thought about this area. But let's go down and actually put the item into the socket over here on the pedestal. For some reason I have a cutscene here. And this item is so weird. Okay, everything is shaking. They use Dutch angles here. And move the camera perspective. It's slightly tilted. Of course the camera is shaking to show some intensity. But when we had the shot of the chandelier, there was a Dutch angle, tilting the camera to the side. Doesn't really matter which side you're choosing, but this also indicates that something is wrong. But if we go outside, everything looks normal. Nothing special about the study hall, just some earthquake. But it's funny, if we have a look at this item, sorry that I didn't read the item description, not really that important, but it says that it's depicting a figurine upside down. But to be honest, you can just flip this thing. How do you know that this is the right way? Like that this belongs upside down. You can easily just put it on this side and then it's on the right side again. But let's see what happened, because right now it doesn't look like something happened, right? Oh, but oh. The elevator is now on the other side. And what was funny, usually we have over there is the lever to bring back the elevator, right? In some version of the game, the elevator or the lever was actually over here. I could crank the elevator from this position over here for some reason, which was kind of strange. Like, oops. No, I want the torch, yeah. That was weird. But now, okay, now what? Now we need to jump down here and not fall to our death. Because this is clearly our death. Then finally we know why there is this window over here that we can actually use. And this is mindfuckery, because now the ceiling is the water. And Miriam is back, hoorah. But now the ceiling is the water. This looks so amazing. I really like this level design. I really love it, because usually, I mean, if you design a level, right, you need to create walkways, right? You definitely need to create walkways. But in a level like this, where it's like everything is upside down, all of a sudden you need to think a little bit differently. In this case, we obviously have, when this is up, the right side up, like not right now, the other before, then you need to create the level that it looks believable. But if you want the players to also walk on the ceiling or on the underside of all these structures, then you have to create a specific design. But of course, in this case, you don't want to reveal the design. You don't want to make it obvious that this room will flip upside down. So you need to be careful. So you need to create enough space for the player to walk, but you don't want to make it that obvious that you are able to walk on there. And apparently they have to trick with the collision here as well, because right now it's quite unpleasant, right? You have to jump everywhere, but they also created these, we had it, these snaps, like where the character snaps, that you don't necessarily need to jump here at every single stone. You can fairly easily navigate this area without jumping all that much, which is nice. So they optimized this area for actually walking here. The collision of the ground, I guess. Of course, Miriam is back, so she actually didn't die completely, and she's protecting this place, I guess. Fair enough. And now these finger creeper crawler thingies, these finger or hand spiders, make a little bit more sense why they're here. And there are also now some stronger marionettes of some cuckoo soldiers, I guess. And Miriam is nothing special now, she has the same moves. Over here we gain the Mask of Confidence. If we have a look at the Mask of Confidence, we have it over here. Mask with the mouth sewed shut with gold threads. Increases arcane. When Radagon married Renala, he ordered the Carian mage preceptors to don these masks, to make it clear that all of the matters were to be kept strictly private. And if we have a look at the mask itself, I know I can't read, but let's have a look at the mask, because we can see these golden streaks that symbolize secrecy, like not talking, silence, basically. As it says, to make it clear that all the matters were to be kept strictly private. So they're not supposed to talk about these things. But these golden cross sections, I guess, this golden pattern is the pattern of Radagon. Because if you have a look at the statues of Radagon, you will see this some kind of cross pattern of golden streaks, I think behind his statue. So it's basically his symbol. It's kind of nice that this symbol got implemented into the mask itself. And if we have a look at Miriam, she's wearing the same mask, I guess. Just with a hat. We can actually have a look at her mask here. We also have the sun symbol on the forehead. And like it's blue and gold. Blue depicting the magic and gold depicting the Radagon, I guess. And I guess these robes have some star and planet formations on the sky. Kind of fits the theme of astrologer. But let's keep going. Not going to kill Miriam. Let's keep exploring this area. Because the design of this is actually a genius design. From the other side, we couldn't really notice that it's going to be upside down. I guess they did a fairly good job at hinting at it, but not doing it right in your face. And for this one, you actually need to jump down here. What the fuck? Okay, apparently you can stand in the air over there. Quite nice. You can jump on these chandeliers. Might even be intended, I don't know. Doesn't really matter. But you can walk around here. I guess this is the way you are reaching or you're gaining access to these books. But the funny thing is, if we have a look at the water is of course just still flowing in the right direction, and these chandeliers here are also hanging on the right side, so I guess by putting this thing on the pedestal, we manipulate gravity. Somehow, of course it's magic, so but certain things are apparently not affected. Now we can jump on these beams, and now this thing in the middle makes a little bit more sense. What I feel like still makes no sense to me is why they made it this way, because can you just... No, this body makes a little bit more sense hanging upside down here. But the weird thing about this is, do you expect everyone that wants to reach the Divine Tower to jump? Like, this is fairly high up. Like, how many meters are these? Like, 7, 8, maybe 10 meters? No, maybe not 10. Maybe 8 meters. That hurts, jumping down there. Or do you need a ladder for that? Why isn't there a ladder here? Like, you know, this is quite dangerous. I guess if you're a mage you can fly. Rani can probably fly. Rani could probably fly, I guess. You can teleport around, so... Maybe not, it's not that far off. But oh no, this one closed up. Oh nice. But this is so weird here. This part of the area is so weird. This is of course only reachable by flipping everything upside down, but this is still upside down. Like, there's a walkway here. You usually can't walk on this path, but everything is still upside down. You would expect this area here to be, for the player right now, to be the right way up, right? Because this is the only way you can reach this place, by flipping this building on its head. But this is so weird. Of course, if we now approach this, we gain a cutscene. Sadly, there is a cutscene. I would like to see a smooth transition to the next area. I wonder, where are we right now? Is the bridge? No, it's... The tower's still standing there. Would have been awesome if we would see the world upside down there. Like, if we came out of the area up there. But this is kind of sad that we can't go back. I wish we could now explore the area, like the ceiling that we had at the ceiling before. But this area is, I guess I'm just going through this area as well, because this is also quite cool. Because it looks like one of these just generic bridges. You go to the Divine Tower and then you do the Divine Tower stuff, but on the path there you actually have a mini-boss fight, or boss fight, I guess. Well, let's trigger it. Oh, we can use torrent here. Nice. Just ignore the stuff loading in. Come on, where's the boss fight? Or does it not trigger because of me now? Do I need to be visible for that? Let's just turn visible. Where's the boss fight? Come on! I should be visible now, so... Where's the actual trigger? Oh. Hi there. Okay, it spawns fairly close. Alright. Here we have a Godskin Noble, the fat one. And if we have a look at the Godskin Noble, they actually have a tail, which is kind of weird, so... It's kind of still kind of unclear to me what race this is. Like, is this a transformed human? Is this one of these snake dudes from the Volcano Manor? Is this a hybrid between a snake and a human? Because the snakes, remember, the snakes can stretch their limbs and have tails, and these can stretch their limbs as well by doing the belly attack, for example, and stuff like this. But the implementation or the placement of a Godskin Noble here is, well, I guess it's important. Because if we go up this tower now, and I will go up this tower, the Divine Tower of Leona, and imagine how heavy this would have been to open these doors. Holy shit. They're quite bulky. They're quite bulky. And do you know what these black streaks in here are? It looks kind of weird to me, like these... Yeah, these black streaks, I guess. You find them in every tower, I guess, but... At least depicting the stars. Looks quite nice. But come on. Thank you. Yeah, I could have just teleported here, I guess. Because every site of grace is currently active, but oh well. I guess if you want to approach one of these towers, you want the experience of the ride up the elevator. Over here we have, well, the curse mark of death and the Stargazer's heirloom, and this is the original body of Rani. That is Rani the Witch. And if you have a look at her, she's also bigger than us, like taller. Like every second, like every demigod, everything is taller than us. I guess Melania is the smallest one of them all, right? Like even Mikola, if you have a look at Mikola's arm, is bigger than us. I think Melania is the smallest demigod. But on top of that, the strongest. Arguably the strongest. Rani might be the strongest, or Mikola. Who really knows? I guess Mikola's the very strongest, but... What do you think? Is Rani or Melania stronger? That would be nice to see, a fight between them. Or maybe not. But over here, this is Rani's corpse. She got killed by the Rune of Death, or by the what are these called the Black Knives, on purpose. She didn't get assassinated. She wanted to kill her flesh, and she succeeded. Now she is living in a doll, and the interesting part is that there's a Godskin Noble down there. And what if the Godskin Noble tried and maybe succeeded on skinning this dead body over here? Like, they're called the Godskin Noble, so they're peeling off the skin of people, preferably powerful people, gods, for example. And just imagine this Godskin Noble, like, just asking Rani, like, so if you're killing yourself here, can I have your skin? I guess I'm just waiting here then. You don't need to answer right now. This is just what I imagine the dialogue to be. But this was the Carian Study Hall, I guess. Let's go down there again and have a look at the area for one last time and have a talk about... Actually, I want to... Give me that bag. Give me that back, because I want to read the item description here. Carian inverted statue. Statuette of a scholar with ground and sky inverted. Reveals the hidden form of the Carian Study Hall, which connects to the Divine Tower. To unveil the secret, affix it to the pedestal of the Celestial Globe. Well, this is the Celestial Globe, this is the pedestal. Put it up there and you twist everything in here. You mindfuck everyone in here. And shouldn't this be down here? Wasn't this... Like, wasn't the elevator on this side? Because when we were up here... When we were up there, we could just fall through the hole. So the elevator was on this side, and now it was not. Kind of confusing. I guess it's a default If you flip the area, the elevator is on default on the other side, so that you can actually fall through the hole. But yeah, the Carian Study Hall, quite the mindfucky place. And let's talk about level design, because the level design is actually pretty good. The start over here is quite, well, it's generic. And you actually gain access to this area fairly early on, so you need weak enemies here, right? The marionettes aren't a danger at all. They're just here. The real danger is Miriam, who will fuck you up if you're not careful. And she's quite annoying, especially if you deal fairly low damage. Then she teleports away quite often, and you might have to fight her on the last level up there, on this round over there. But overall, level design is fairly easy, fairly simple. You're up on these rafters, and then there's no path you can take anymore, so you need to go back. You need to come back once you gain the item. Then you're in this mindfuckery area, and you can actually reach the Divine Tower. The enemy placement is quite nice as well. You have one main enemy, which is Miriam, and then just these cannon fodder in the front to slow you down. Same thing on the other side with the hands. It's just cannon fodder, because Miriam is the real danger there. But you can also cheese her, especially on the second one with poison arrows and Scarlet Rot and stuff like this. Because if you attack her with Scarlet Rot, then she's basically dead. You just need to wait. But yeah, level design is solid. World design, this area looks amazing, and there are only two minor things that I don't really like. First thing, that there's no indicator on how you are supposed to get on these bookshelves over here. How the fuck are you supposed to get there? And don't come with the argument, use magic to get them down here. Then you need to know where the exact book that you want to read is. And second of all, like, if you want to use a ladder, yeah, good luck. Try and not kill yourself by doing that. Yeah, and the second problem that I see is when we take the elevator part, like, are you supposed to jump on these elevators thingies? That's quite unsafe. And then if we ride up on the top of the tower, I guess, where we access the Leonia Tower Bridge, why is that area, like, the area that is way up there that I can't even look up right now because the camera doesn't reach there? Why is this area still upside down? Shouldn't this be like there's only one way getting into the tower? Well, I guess if you're up here and if you could go back, like if you could go through here, which you can't, then it would be the right side up right now. But you can't, so, well, who cares? I hope you know what I mean. If not, doesn't really matter. The area is quite nice. Low area around as well. And, well, let me know what you think about this area, and that's it from me. Goodbye.